Good afternoon. Thank you for tuning in to Face with Gerald and Regina. Good afternoon, you guys. Before we get into what our topic is, we would like for you to join us on our YouTube live under Face with Gerald and Regina. And if you can subscribe, like, and I know last time the comments were off. If you want to comment, you want to, critique it. We don't have a problem doing that. And then also Dallas on Air, and then our page on Facebook, Dallas on Air on Facebook. On our page, also Face with Gerald and Regina. You are more than welcome to join us there also. So, how are you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing pretty good.
So,
I'm ready to deal with this topic that we got. I'm ready to deal with it.
So, you people out here in podcast land,
it's going to go down for you.
It's about to go down. So, our topic is narcissistic personality. Narcissistic personality. And then I'm going to take it a step further. Narcissistic personality disorder. But that's something, So, I'm going to put my glasses on, and y'all know me with my paper. So, today we are going to discuss what is a narcissist, what causes narcissistic behavior, 9 traits, or it could be more. I don't think we're going to hit all 9 today. Know that we're going to have a part 2, right?
Oh, yeah. We probably have a part 2 with that.
9 traits of narcissistic and the behavior to watch for the narcissist, how to deal with a narcissist, and then how to heal. Okay?
Oh, that's going to be good.
Okay. So I'm going to describe, because I was looking in the dictionary and stuff like that. What is a narcissist? Narcissistic personality disorder involves a pattern of self-centered, arrogant thinking and behavior, a lack of empathy and consideration for other people, and an excessive need for admiration. Others often describe people that are narcissistic as cocky, manipulative, selfish, patronizing, and demanding. And dismissive. Thank you,
right.
producer. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Kat. And then I'm going to read what causes narcissistic behavior, and we're going to go right into it. What causes narcissistic behavior? Okay, while it's not fully understood how a person becomes a narcissist, there are some common background issues. This is your background, many of which can be observed from early puberty. Usually, a parent gave excessive pampering in childhood years. They might have come from a broken home, have abandonment issues that force them to rely only on themselves.
Wow.
Yeah. Those people have substituted the lack of love and support from a parent or just anyone, that was in their life by overemphasizing their own self-worth.
Wow.
And some people may not like this. Narcissistic personality, I call it disorder, seems to affect more males.
We're going to deal with it.
Than females.
We finna deal with that.
So right now we're going to deal with the 9 traits of a narcissist and the behavior to watch out for. So the first thing that came up is lack of empathy. So what do you have to say about that? What are your
Well, it's when you're talking about a narcissistic person, it's a lot to say about that, and it's a lot to deal with. Because I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves.
Yes.
Dealing with a narcissistic person, what I have experienced, and I'm going to do this respectfully as I possibly can, but yet keep it real, like we always do, and tell the truth without being disrespectful, because that ain't God. When you start being disrespectful to anybody, but a narcissistic person, they're always going to point the finger at you. They're always going to point the finger at you, and they're always going to say everything is your fault. They're always going to point the blame at you. In some cases, they're always going to be right, and you're going to always be wrong. And I mean, it's a lot to go with that. And sometimes people or individuals, so to speak, really don't pay a whole lot of attention to certain things like that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
People don't pay a whole lot of attention to certain things like that because they just say, "Oh, it'll be all right. They won't do it no more." But then some things become a pattern with people.
Yes.
Some things that'll become a pattern with individuals. And when you have stuff that become a pattern with an individual, some of that stuff you need to really look at. You need to look at especially when it comes to like relationships and dating and stuff like that. Men are narcissistic, women are narcissistic.
Yes.
It's, go ahead.
Okay, so let me see right here. So, that's agreed, what you were talking about. The first one, lack of empathy. A lack of empathy may be the key defining characteristic of a narcissistic person. It is the inability to identify with or recognize the experiences and feelings of other people. Everything is about them and belongs to them. They smoothly overstep the personal boundaries of others, mistreating, devaluing, and humiliating to bend others to their desires.
Wow. Yeah.
A narcissistic does not care. A narcissistic person does not care or understand how other people feel, and are rarely considered. They rarely consider other people's feelings. Like you said, this can manifest itself also in physical or verbal ways. For an example, a narcissist will often say cruel things in an offhanded manner, like throwing some shade, remaining oblivious.
People play too much.
Remaining oblivious to the pain they cause with their words. They become highly impatient or even annoyed when other people share their problems.
So hold on, let me say something right there. And this is what I've experienced, with a narcissistic person, they're not, like you said, they're not as sensitive as they should be to another person's issues. They'll make fun of you. They'll make fun of you. When you're going through something or when you're dealing with something, they're just not that sensitive to it. And they'll really show you that they don't care. That they don't care. And this is when I tell people, believe what you see the first time. I don't have to go back and look and check. And this ain't talking about nothing about my gift or anything like that. But I don't have to go back and look and check and see if that's what they really meant. Let me try it again. No, that's what you said. That's what you meant. This is how you acting. This is the type of person that you really are. Now, do I believe in giving people grace? Of course I do, because I deserve grace. You deserve grace. We all deserve grace. But I said, but in some shape, form, or fashion, if you see a repeated offender, I call them repeat offenders. If you see a repeat offender, that's probably something that you should deal with. You know what I'm saying? It's probably something you should deal with or bring it to that person's attention. Hey, listen, let's talk about this. Hey, what about this? What about that? Especially if you're trying to be in a relationship with them.
Yeah. I know some people that will devalue what you say.
That's right.
I've experienced that. A couple of narcissistic people. And then throwing shade is one of them. And then I've talked to some people, and they just kind of cut me off.
Yeah.
And then really don't care.
Talk about that.
And then
talk about that. Come on, let's get it out your spirit. I felt it. Come on, get it out your spirit. Go on.
But just a lack of empathy towards other people. Like you said, a narcissist will often say cruel things in an offhanded manner, like throwing some shade, remaining oblivious to the pain they cause with their words. They become highly impatient or even annoyed when other people share their problems. They And the physical and verbal aspect of it, I've dealt with it. With the physical, like physical and the verbal aspect, or just basically demeaning you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So have you ever dealt with a narcissistic person? Have you ever dealt with a narcissistic person? And then I said maybe you didn't even realize it, or maybe he was just too fine. You like, I don't care.
No. Yes, I have. And the making themselves look bigger than you.
Yeah.
Even when it comes to your problems and your situation, just basically devaluing all. Let's say, oh, you're not, whatever you're going through, that's
It's okay.
It's okay.
It don't matter.
It don't matter. Because my issue is bigger. I'm going through something bigger than yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of times, a lot of this stuff is attached to abandonment.
Yeah.
A lot of that stuff is attached to abandonment. A lot of that stuff is attached to pride. And I mean, it's, because a pride, somebody that flows and operates in pride. One thing I found out, they're not going to apologize.
No.
If you prideful, you will not apologize. If you're narcissistic, you will not apologize. If you're prideful, you always think you're right and everybody else is wrong. So you see how pride and being a narcissistic and abandonment, all those three, they work hand in hand. And it's a lot of times, what I found out is when somebody that struggles with abandonment, 9 times out of 10, they're narcissistic. They're narcissistic, and when you bring it up to them, they get offended. And that's when sometimes, like when I first meet somebody, I might do something or say something because I have to check you. I need to see where you are.
So you do that on purpose?
Oh, I do it on purpose. No, you ain't got to mumble. No,
you do it on purpose?
He said, so you do it on because I got to see where you are.
Yeah.
I got to see where you are. I mean, especially if we're going to be friends. If you're going to call me your friend or I'm going to call you my friend, I need to see I need to be able to see what you can take, what you can handle, what I can say to you, what I can't say to you, how I can act around you, how I got to kind of, hold on, I got to keep it together.
Yeah.
I got to keep it together. I got to remain the prophet. I got to remain the preacher.
Yeah.
Sometimes certain people, you can't let your hair down. You cannot relax. Well, I ain't got none. But you can't relax around certain people. That's another show. But
because I was because if I can be myself and I can't be relaxed around you, I have to go.
Yeah.
And then that walking on eggshells, because we're going over the 9 traits, but we're kind of talking like I'm gonna still go through it, but you kind of hit on a couple of them already, which is good. But the walking on eggshells.
No.
One thing, because I don't want to be disrespectful. Some family members, narcissistic behavior.
Yeah.
And I don't want to talk ill of anyone, but of course I'm not going to call any names. But
no, we don't do that. No, we don't call names.
Exes.
Yeah.
Narcissistic behavior.
Yeah.
And I know with me, if I feel like I can't share my personal experience with you, with you already just kind of putting it to the side or you changing the subject, I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Okay. So the second one, we did empathy, lack of empathy, manipulative.
Manipulation.
Yes, the ability to twist the situation to better suit their narrative.
Yeah.
Is a personality trait that all egotistical people possess. It can be exhausting for those in the relationship, and that's something totally different. Wow. When a person is skillfully manipulative, you may find yourself falling into their trap and remaining relatively unaware it is happening.
Yeah.
Narcissists are masters at getting what they want, and because they have no empathy, we discussed that already, they may not care what it costs to someone else.
Wow.
They deviously use manipulation as a tool to get their most essential needs met, which are typically attention, validation, and status.
Attention, validation,
And
and status.
Yeah.
Man, this is yeah, we're gonna do a part 2 of this.
Yeah.
Because I can already see this here finna go this here finna go way far. We probably gonna have to come back and deal with it some more.
Yeah.
But that's like somebody in the comments is saying rejection. Rejection. I mean, most of the time you see somebody that, even like they said, you see somebody that deals with rejection. That narcissistic trait is there. They may not be, but that narcissistic trait is there. And that's why I believe that, it's important that we pray. We talk to God. We spend time with God. I'm not saying be holier than thou, but it's important that we pray and spend time with God. And we ask God to renew our minds, renew our hearts, and get us together before we trying to get somebody else together. Help us. Help me, Lord, so I can help somebody else. And in the meanwhile, if I can't help you, if I can't help myself, why am I trying to help you?
Yeah. I see also in there insecurity. By I know she's is she evangelist? Peggy Bridges?
She's actually an apostle.
Okay, yeah. Insecurity, I like that, because that kind of go hand in hand with when there's abandonment issues. There's also going to be insecurity, so I like that. Also, I know I said 9. We'll probably do about 4 because these are here kind of deep.
Okay,
they're pretty deep.
that's all right.
Projection is the third one. A clear-cut sign you're dating or dealing with someone with narcissistic personality is a psychological trick known as projection.
Wow.
A self-absorbed person will accuse someone else of doing what they are doing or will call out their flaws and fears in someone else. Often the person who is cheating accuses his partner of cheating. Projection is a defense. Projection, I'm going to say this again. Projection is a defense or an unconscious pattern that occurs when the person feels psychologically threatened.
Yeah.
They quickly blame other people for their deficits. These projections are not just about cheating and betrayal. They can be about the narcissist's own like she said, insecurities or vulnerabilities and weaknesses.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's a lot right there. A narcissistic person, they'll try to make you feel like you stupid. They'll make you feel like you ignorant, to make you feel like you don't know nothing, to make you feel like we were just saying a few minutes ago, like what you got going on or what what you're doing is irrelevant. Yeah, it's irrelevant, and especially if you're in a relationship, a narcissistic person, they'll always accuse you of cheating. They'll always accuse you of cheating, and really, in actuality, they doing it.
Yeah.
They doing it, and you so head over heels for them, and you probably wouldn't even think that. I've been there. I've been there. So head over heels, and was just so in love, and just so
and don't see the red flags.
and don't see the the red flags. And come to find out, when I backed away, when I got out of it, I really saw it. I saw it for what it was. I'm like, man, how could I not see that? I see everything else. How could I not pick up on that I was being manipulated? Why I didn't pick up on that, that I was being controlled,
And I think that's where, like you said, prayer and discernment comes in.
That's right.
And then especially when it comes, when we're talking about just not a relationship, like it could be a relationship as far as a friendship or even as a mate, where we really need to go to God and be like, is this, just show me. Because I'll ask God. I'll be like,
That's
Lord,
right.
show me.
That's right.
Just show me. I know people that will go and they'll do a background check, but
yeah.
I'm like, Lord, you're my background check. Please show me what's going on. And then I'm going to take it even further. Because I had to think about this. How may I ask this? Do you attract narcissistic people
Wow.
in your life?
Really? you've asked God that question.
Yeah, because as I'm reading it, and even when I was doing it, when I was typing it up last night, I was like, nah, I've actually, like, Lord, what's going on with me where I'm attracting people that are narcissistic?
Exactly. Yeah,
And I'm being
we're
transparent.
just keeping it real.
I'm keeping it real, I'm being transparent. Like now, because it's like now I'm realizing, okay, this person, and then sometimes people are not full fledged. I hate to say it, narcissists. They just may have some traits, very assertive or something, something like that. But yeah,
I've met some narcissistic people. They just lie just because. They just lie just because. I'm like, man, you didn't even have to tell that lie. I'm like, man, I don't even care nothing about that. How about that? I don't even care. I mean, I'm like, it's always like, I've experienced to the point to where they always feel like they got to have a one up on you.
Yes.
They got to have a one up on. I know somebody like that. I know a young man that's like that. I might say, yeah, man, I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. And it's like, yeah, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Yeah, I got this, I got that. I'm like, I don't really care. So I really don't care. That's what I'm saying to myself. I don't be rude and say it out loud, but I'm like, man, I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, if that's your thing, go ahead. If you want to, be shiny and all of that, you go right here. You can do that by yourself because I don't really care nothing about that. But in the meanwhile, narcissistic people. That's something that, of course, it does not come from God. It comes from the pit of hell. And when you're dating somebody, like you said, you want to start back dating. And those are the things that you have to be careful of because that's stuff you've experienced in the past, and that's not something that you want to bring into your present. Because you've changed as a woman. You've changed. And if I better not say that. No, I better not say that. If the Negro can't come up here, where you at?
Yeah, and that's exactly where I'm at.
If you can't come up there where you at, no man, you get on back.
Yeah,
you get on back until you ready.
And I'm not desperate. I will wait on God.
And I say, just a side note of this, I was talking to a young lady. She has a podcast show as well, and I think the producer, she met her. We was dog, that's snoring. Yo, that's snoring. But I was even just a side note. I was talking to her, and I was because her standards are extremely high when it comes to like dating. And I told her, I was explaining to her, I said, listen, I said, sometimes you have to bring down your net a little bit. Bring down your net a little bit and, give somebody a chance and opportunity. And I say, if they love God and if they save, good. But I said, but in the meanwhile, I'm not saying take some mess just to compromise. But what I am saying is don't be so hard on the man. Don't be so hard on the man. Allow him a chance and opportunity because us as men, we don't know how to do it right all the time. Yeah. We don't know how to do it right all the time. Sometimes we don't even know how to explain ourselves. Sometimes we don't even know which way to go. We don't know what we're doing. That's why we need a woman. But that's another show. But this, we're talking about a narcissistic. That stuff is man, that stuff is crazy. Yeah. That stuff is crazy, and these people will have you thinking you crazy, and all along you not.
Yeah. And then if we veer off, there's a reason because there's sometimes God will put in your heart or even my heart just to mention something. And if we're talking about a subject like we're right now and then we just kind of go off, it's because it needs to be said.
Yeah. Exactly.
It needs to be said. But that's a question that I really want to put out there is, especially when it comes to women. Do you I know with me in the past, I would attract men that were narcissists, and we just have to be very careful, just to see what the red flags are, and then we have to pray and just really discern. To me, I'm big on discernment, and I think my discernment has been pretty high. Because I can just kind of look and I just think and be like, nah, no, they don't want to deal with that.
He's like, man, you fine, but that's all right.
Yeah, and I can just listen to hear your conversation. I'm like, oh no,
That's okay.
you
Get
you
back.
fine, but that's all. But the fourth one that I have is emotionally cold. Those that
Emotionally
are
cold.
narcissists are continually shallow.
Wow.
I'm using words here. Okay, with their emotions, meaning they don't do well with emotions.
Wow.
They don't.
Wow.
To be with an emotionally cold partner, oh, I gotta get up out of there. Chucking the deuces often means not being. I'm serious, not being. To be with an emotionally cold partner often means not being or person comforted. Sometimes during the most difficult days in our lives, just with even with friendships. The emotionally cold or distant trait rears its head during arguments when one person is experiencing and expressing a significant amount of emotion, and the narcissistic person just checks out.
Wow.
You ever been with somebody that just
Yeah.
check out
Check out for nothing.
and does not respond?
Like, what happened? I'm like,
And they do it in a cold manner. And I've had a person tell me they didn't care how I felt. They knew what they did was wrong. They knew how it affected me and told me they didn't care.
wow. That's bad.
That's bad.
That's bad. That's bad. I'm like, you told me that you cared about me.
Yeah.
And I'm just a firm believer. I mean, you just don't treat somebody like that you care about. If I say I care about you, if I say I love you, or if I say I'm with you, I got your back, that's what it is with me.
You know that silent treatment will kill somebody.
But that silent treatment, it'll tear
You up. So the emotional coldness can be confusing for you.
Yeah.
And it may result in attempts to jump through hoops to generate warmth and connection with the person that you're dealing with
Wow.
in a either a relationship or just a friendship.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's, I mean, it's so much.
It's much, yeah.
It's so much, that needs to be said and that we need to deal with on this. Because I mean, everybody wants friends. I'll be the first to say I would love to have some friends. But the way my life is designed with who God has called me to be, it causes me to walk alone. It causes me to walk alone. Do I like it? No. But, it causes me to walk alone. And, sometimes, God, he uses rejection for our protection. And sometimes, when we're trying to reach out to somebody for friendship and, and all along, God see it, a whole lot further than we do. And it's just, it's like sometimes, we thinking that we want to be friends with them, we want to date them, and God also all along, He's saying loud and clear, no, no, and we were like, why, why, Lord, why, and all along, once you disconnect from them, you'll see why. They're narcissistic. And God is saying, well, you're going this direction, and they're going that direction, and they're going way, way, way far. They're going far from me. They're a million miles away from me and the moon. So therefore, sometimes God, He has allowed stuff to happen to keep that stuff away from us.
Yes.
Because He knows the intent of our heart. That's what the word says. He knows the intent of our heart. So if He knows the intent of our heart, He knows he knows what we need. He knows who we want to be with. He knows who we should be with. He knows who we should be as yoked up with as far as friends, ministry, business, stuff like that. And sometimes family members are that way too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's dealt with a couple of them family members, and then just past relationships. And I'm gonna skip around here, and then before I make this comment, we would like to open. You want to open up our lines?
Sure.
For those that want to comment, if you want to call in, if you want to comment about this topic, it doesn't really have to be about this topic, but if you want to call in regarding this topic, you are more than welcome to do so.
Yep. The
Yeah,
phone
this one
lines
is
are
kind.
open.
Yeah, this one is going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
The phone lines are open, y'all. If y'all want to call in, y'all can and give us a comment. Or y'all want to say what we should have said, and or y'all might want to say what we should be talking about, or
I
y'all
know.
whatever. That's fine. Whatever you, however you want to do it.
But all of this comes, I'm looking at the different traits, and it's like everything is hand in hand. It just
Yeah.
runs right in from one to another to another. So,
Yeah. You know, I mean, narcissistic people. Those people. I mean, it's. I mean, nobody is better than anybody.
yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Nobody is better than anybody. But if you have, stuff going on in your life, and you trying to date somebody, man, you like we just said a couple minutes ago, you might need to deal with that before you start trying to yoke up with somebody.
And yeah.
Yeah, you might need to try to deal with that because, man, it's just especially with old baggage,
Yeah.
especially with old baggage, you know, it's just yeah, the deal with that old baggage, deal with the past relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Deal with the he hurt me or she hurt me, type of thing, because that's rejection.
Mm-hmm.
That's rejection. And sometimes when you're dealing with rejection, okay, you're being rejected because of what?
Mm-hmm.
If you're dealing with pride, why am I dealing with pride?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? So some of this stuff I have to look at myself.
So yeah.
I have to look at myself even when I'm trying to prove a point. Or sometimes even when I'm standing up preaching to people, I still, it's like God done gave me what to say, but I still be like saying it to myself. I'm like, should I say that?
Yeah.
Should
Yeah.
I not say that?
Yeah.
Should I not say that? Because you never know who's listening. And not only that, people ears are sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
People's ears are sensitive, and especially if they respect you as an individual, they'll receive you as such. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, you definitely have to be careful how you treat people. You definitely have to be careful how you act towards people. And it's just you just got to be careful.
Yeah. You know what? While you were talking, the scripture that keeps coming to mind is creating me a clean heart and renew a right spirit within me. I don't know why it just popped in my head. But we want you guys to call in.
The lines are still
The
open.
lines are still open. And
It's open.
we're going to continue. Never take responsibility. That's another trait. Accepting
Never
when you are
take
wrong.
responsibility.
Accepting when you are wrong and taking things as they come. There are two things narcissists generally struggle with. They are master deflectors and try to avoid the blame with lying, cheating, and everything in between. They will make up complex excuses, like you said, lying, and rationalize everything and anything. When someone never takes responsibility for anything, words, actions, feelings, it is challenging, if not an impossible way to maintain a friendship or a relationship. It is not too much to ask a person to take ownership, since they are unable to distinguish the boundary between responsibility and blame. Narcissists attempt to avoid both.
That's one of the things that I have experienced, in the past. Individuals, they don't want to, accept or take the blame, so to speak, especially when you're wrong. You don't want to accept or you don't want to take the blame, especially if you're wrong about something. Instead, it's always you the one that's wrong, you the one who said what you said. And I mean, it's just, a lot of those red flags that's like that, you definitely have to pay attention to it, and you definitely have to look at it, especially when you haven't did nothing wrong. You haven't did anything wrong, and everything that you saying or everything about you at that point in present time is the truth. But yet and still, somehow, some way, they find out rhyme and reason you wrong. You wrong. You did this. Well, look at what you're doing. I don't worry about what I'm doing. Let's put it back on you. Let's
Put it
let's
back
stay
on
on you.
you.
Let's stay on you for a little while. Some of them, I've ran into some people, they'll say that.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay. Back then, when they did it, I didn't know. But now, since I've grew,
Yeah, you don't have to put up with that.
yeah, I don't have to put up with that.
Yeah.
I don't have to deal with that. I'm like, how you gonna tell me let's stay on you for a little while? Man, what? Let's stay on you for a little while. Man, whatever. You better get on up out of here.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And for those that are married, talking to the married folk, because I was married twice, never taking responsibility. I've always, with me being divorced, when I look back on things, there are some of the things that I see in here, and never taking responsibility was one of them. One thing, it's kind of hard when you're married and when you're dealing with somebody with these traits, because one of the things that we're going to talk about is how to deal with a narcissist. And then with some people, they just bounce and leave. But what if you're married to that person?
Exactly. What if you're married?
What if you're married? Like, how do you deal with it? With me, I'm not married, so I bounce. I'm bouncing. I'm like, no, Lord, I know my word. I'm not gonna go through this because I've been through it before. So, by me being single, I don't have to deal with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, never taking responsibility, always blaming, always pointing the finger at you. Been there, done that. Never. Oh, yeah.
It's in my walk with God, in my walk even just dating, or just my walk in life, period. One of the things that, I have learned, as a man, accept your faults and accept your wrongdoings.
Yeah.
Accept your faults and accept your wrongdoings. Don't be prideful to the point to where you cannot apologize.
But you know what? Some people have a difficult
time
doing
apologizing.
And it takes a lot.
It takes a lot for them to do that.
Yeah.
You
or
know,
just in general, just
exactly.
to say, I was wrong. I'm going to own up to what I did and how I made you feel. I've done that sometimes.
I was just gonna mess with you, but no, I'm not gonna do it.
But even me, there are sometimes I'm like, nah. I'll be like, Lord, I'm not saying nothing. I'm like, they did me wrong. Nah. But then I have to really, when I'm sitting back looking in the mirror, I'm like, what did you do? You have to take responsibility for what you've done. And there are times when I'm like, I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry, even saying sorry.
Might not even want to, but I said, but sometimes I've found out, apologizing, sometimes it's the best thing.
It's the best thing.
Especially when you want to diffuse a situation.
Yes.
You want to calm a situation down. And not to just take the how you want to say it, take the attention off of you. Not just to take the attention off of you, but sometimes it's sort of like, and it's sort of like in a situation, either apologize or either throw it in the sea and just
forget about it.
And just forget about it and move on. And just move on and don't even say nothing about it. Just leave it alone and really pray about it and say, God, I'm gonna let you deal with that. And when you do that, especially when you're dealing with a narcissistic person, God, I'm gonna pray about it. I'm gonna let you deal with it, and we're just gonna take it from there.
We'll take it from there, yeah.
And we're gonna take it from there. Now, am I saying that, going forward, I need to be Casper the Friendly Ghost and start acting like I'm invisible? No. What I am saying is don't tolerate that stuff around you.
Yes.
Don't tolerate that type of stuff. Don't tolerate those type of conversations around you. And that's why some people, do I like it when people get mad at me? I don't. But at the same time, sometimes, I have to be straightforward and tell people the truth. Hey, hold on. Wait.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hold on. Don't bring me that. Hold on. Don't bring me that. As a matter of fact, let me get the person on the phone who you need to be telling that to. Let me get them. Now, some people don't like that. I get it. I understand. Some people don't like that. But in the meanwhile, I'm like, no,
I don't have a problem doing it. I think
you're not gonna bring that to me.
Yeah.
You're not gonna dump your trash on me. You're not gonna disturb my peace. You're not gonna disturb my joy. I don't do that all the time, but you just not gonna do me like that.
Yeah.
You're just not gonna do me like that because my peace
Yeah.
is very valuable. And not only that, I go through too much. I
Yeah.
deal with too much. I'm always busy doing this, doing that, trying to do this, trying to do that. And for somebody that want to bring something to me, it just depends on who it is. I'm like, no, no, I'm not taking that.
No, there was a situation that came up, and I was about let's go do three-way.
Yeah,
We're not doing this here. You're not gonna put me in the middle of something. We can do a three-way just
That's
to
right.
get just to squash this, and
That's
then
right.
that never came to that. Thank God. But never taking responsibility, narcissistic behavior. The next trait, and one of them I'm gonna wait to do because I'm like, controlling. The term control freak gets thrown around a lot, but it's a key trait. What makes the situation even more frustrating is that often the narcissist is controlling you while remaining completely
Wow.
disinterested in the other aspect of your life or any.
Wow.
Control is often a part of a form of abuse in a relationship or even friendship. The control culminates to the point where a person feels like they cannot move without asking for permission. And the narcissist uses control to isolate the person. That's a form of abuse. The most common manifestations of this relationship control, or just in general, are a partner monitoring your whereabouts at all times, or
I
just
can't
even
stand
friend,
that.
checking your emails, text messages, criticizing your appearance, and making nearly all important decisions with little regard
Man, that's silly,
for
man.
your opinion.
I'm like, who has that kind of time? I don't.
There's some people that have that time. I'm like,
I
you
don't
not my
have.
mama, not my
I'm
dad.
like, man, I don't have time to be doing that.
I know. Yeah.
Man, I'm trying to. I just don't have that kind of time. My days are tied up with all kinds of stuff, and sometimes it's people in my ear. Sometimes my phone ringing off the hook, and it all kinds of emails, text messages. I just
Yeah.
don't have that kind of time to be checking on somebody like that. We gonna be together. We gonna date. All right, that's what we doing. But in the meanwhile, I don't have that kind of time to be just. I just don't.
And this right here is found in a lot of domestic
Yeah.
abusive
Yeah.
situations.
Yeah.
I'm like monitoring your whereabouts,
Yeah.
checking your email, texting messages, criticizing your parents. I'm like, when she
No.
dressing like that? When he dressing like that? When you met him?
Yeah, for
Making
real.
nearly all important decisions with little regard to your opinion.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna stop right there as far as the traits, because we have at least 3 or 4 more, and we're gonna get into how to deal with a narcissist.
Wow.
And it's funny because, hi Jasmine, how you doing? I'm my daughter. I was talking to my daughter last night, and she kept saying, "What do you mean how to deal with a narcissist?
You didn't. Come on.
What do you mean how to deal?" Because I know some people that would just bounce. But like I said, what if you are in a relationship or you're in a marriage? You just
Yeah.
can't get up and leave.
You just can't get up and leave.
And
You can go in the other room,
You
but
can
you
go in
can't
the
get
room.
up and leave. Ain't no leaving.
And then my thing is, how are you going to learn, through experience, how to deal with certain types of personality. So,
That's right.
so the first one, how to deal with a narcissist, is see the narcissist for who they are.
That's right.
Okay, that's the first one. Stand your ground is the second. How to deal with a narcissist.
This thing here, it can go real deep and get real heavy.
De-escalate the situation if you're being attacked.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go even further. Just remove yourself.
Yeah. For real, for real.
Being attacked verbally, emotionally, especially physically. Remove yourself. I like this one. You set boundaries.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, there's a gnat in here. chilling.
Yeah, I saw
I
it.
think the Nat wants something to say.
We'll talk a little bit.
Save your energy for things you can change. You keep your own values intact. Just because they are narcissists does not mean that you have to,
Really?
Yes.
So it's a lot of time. I don't know. It's a lot of times, you have to watch yourself, when you're dealing with people like that, because they'll play the blame game quick. They play the blame game very quick. Uh, they'll blame it all on you. They're pretty much like I said. They'll blame everything on you. It's always your fault. You know.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, this yeah, we're gonna
You
we
know
got
what?
we're gonna do a part two.
Yeah, but my thing is I just couldn't do it. If it's
just
always
can't.
going to be my fault and I have to walk around in eggshells, I just
And
couldn't
it's
do it.
yeah,
I'm bouncing. I just
and
can't.
I'm always the problem. I can't. I'm just not gonna do it. Now I know I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
I know I'm not perfect. I know that I'm gonna make mistakes. I know that you know I just know I'm not perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I
We
just
all
know
are
I'm not
not.
perfect.
Yeah.
I just know that I'm not perfect, but I'm not narcissistic. Let me say that. I'm not perfect, but I'm not narcissistic. If I, in a relationship, if there's a problem or issue, I'm probably gonna be the first one to say something
Mm-hmm.
because I just like order and structure that way. Uh, it's just it's just some stuff, you got to be careful about when you're in a relationship, when you're dating. Know when you're being manipulated.
Mm-hmm.
Know when you're being manipulated, and how do you get out of it?
Yeah.
How do you get out of it? I mean, you just have to be able to have a sense of discernment. Not only that, have a prayer life,
Mm-hmm.
and being outside. And I said, and here's the thing: if you have a prayer life, immediately some stuff you're going to be sensitive to.
You're gonna be sensitive to, and
Yeah,
you're just not gonna tolerate,
you're
or
just not
God
going
is
to
just gonna
tolerate it.
show you beforehand, like
Yeah,
So yeah.
we can go back with that. Yeah, you fine, but let me get away from that. Yeah.
The last one is pray to maintain your strength. You kind of tapped into that.
Yeah.
And then you're also tapped into how to heal. Because to me, it's just basic. Two things. Because I was like, there is no list. Prayer. How to heal. And then besides prayer, get some counseling.
Get some counseling.
Um,
Stop trying to do it all by yourself because
uh,
it's nothing wrong with getting counseling.
there's
and being
nothing wrong.
saved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Nothing.
a question was posed. I know, because I always talk to my daughter. We talk about a lot of stuff, and her thing is, well, she was like, can they reform themselves? Like she was basically like, a narcissist are they a narcissist for life, or can they redeem themselves? And I'm like, no, they can. I mean, how to heal, prayer, and then therapy, counseling. I believe with those two right there, that you can pretty much just stop that. I won't say stop. That's something that you would have to work on. It's just a process. That personality, and to me, it's more of a personality disorder, narcissistic personality disorder. So, how to heal, prayer, get some counseling, and some therapy. And what I'm gonna do right now, we're gonna stop. The other ones, because I know we're gonna have to do a part 2.
Yeah.
But the other ones, and I'm just gonna name them, and it's something just to think about is grandiose,
That sounds like Spanish. Grandiose.
being grand,
Oh, grandiose. I thought
exaggerated
that's
accomplishments.
one of the big corporate words.
Yeah.
Grandiose.
Another one is gaslighting.
Hmm.
Gaslighting.
Gaslighting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, something just hit me. I'm gonna hold on to that.
And those that are in relationship, infidelity.
Continuous.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mixed in with everything. Eventually. They're
Yeah.
saying that it will turn into infidelity.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do right now, we still want to take our phone calls. Do you want to do some phone calls, or
Yeah, we
we
still,
just have
yeah,
some time?
I believe we're still open producer. We're still good on that. I think we can still take some phone calls, y'all. We're good with that. If y'all want to call in and ask a question or make a comment about it, you know, we would definitely. Oh, I was looking at the comments. I thought somebody was saying something. I was looking at the comments. I thought somebody was saying something. But the phone lines are open, y'all. If y'all want to call in, don't be nervous. You don't have to be nervous. Can't nobody see you, and we can't see you. But I can hear your voice, and I probably would know who you are. But it's all good. I'm just teasing. But seriously though, y'all, if y'all want to call in, y'all want to make a comment, y'all want to talk about, or you just want to make a comment about something, you want to bring something up, that possibility that something that you could be dealing with this, because you don't know. You don't know. I mean, it's and it's important that that we pray, like we said, and we talk to God. And we ask, especially when it comes to a relationship, we pray and ask God to show us, who that person really is. And when they start showing you, don't be tripping. Don't be tripping, because I mean, now you ask, now you ask God to show you. Now He's showing you. Okay, what you gonna do?
You gotta be
about
prepared.
it? What you gonna do about it? He's showing you the buck naked truth.
Yeah.
What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah. And for those that missed it, some of the traits that we discussed was lack of empathy, manipulative. These are the traits of a narcissistic person. Projection, emotionally cold, controlling, and never taking responsibility. So those are some of the traits, and I know there's more for those that are narcissistic. So we're gonna.
and there, like we said, y'all, there will be a part two. There will be a part two. So, maybe, just maybe, you might want to be a guest on the show. If you want to deal with this narcissistic topic, let us know.
Let us know.
Let us know. But you got to know what you're talking about, though. You got to know what you're talking about. You can't be playing no games. I just like to have fun, y'all. I'm not always,
That part right there. Ditto.
I'm not always serious, y'all. This show is not about us. It's not no little I's, little U's. Yeah, we'll talk about that another time. But I think you ready. You want to do the commercials now?
Yes. Because I was trying to give some time. So we are going to go over our business shout outs. Woohoo! We're going to do our business shout outs. We don't have a lot, but we still going to shout them out.
That's all good.
So the first one we have is Great Arches Beauty Bar, and our entrepreneur and owner is Portia Jefferson. All the information is up there. Great Arches _ Beauty Bar on Instagram, and you can also get her on Facebook under Great Arches Beauty Bar, 281-940-4371. And then www.greatarches.com. And I know right now, before and after pictures, I know right now.
I was about to say, now hold on, what is that?
Yeah, somebody with some jacked up art,
I was about to say,
some
no,
eyebrows, and she does an excellent job. I am one of her. She did my eyebrows and they came out perfect.
Okay, cool.
So the next one that we have is V's Catering.
Cool.
And event styling. Woohoo! 832-530-5249. You can contact V at catering at vscateringandevents.com. And I'm saying it slow so you'll get it, and it's up on the screen there. Food is excellent. Yeah, that food looks really good. You can also go on Facebook, correct?
Yes.
And then also Instagram.
Yes.
If you want to DM her,
Yep,
there you go, right there. You can. And then the next one we have is King G Designs. Woohoo! Gerald in the house right here. Positive T-shirt for a positive mind. You can go to Facebook at King G Designs with a Z.com or www.kingdesigns with a Z.com. And yeah, I'm looking at them t-shirts. So
Oh yeah.
if you have any questions, you can DM Gerald, and those are our announcements and our business shout outs. Woohoo!
So listen, let me say this about the businesses and stuff like that. You know, if you have a business or something like that, you would like to, us to run an ad for you, us to run a commercial for you, DM one of us. Send one of us a message, and we'll see what we can do to get you in. So this is something to help you, not help us. This is something to help you grow your business. This is something to help you put a little more ching ching in your pocket. This is nothing for us.
Yes.
We're not getting paid from none of this, or anything like that. So, all right. I think that's it. You had something else?
No, that is it. I did want to mention again, you can look us up on YouTube at Face to Face, Gerald and Regina. Please subscribe, like, comment, and then also Dallas on Air, and then also visit our page, Face to Face on Facebook. And then I believe Gerald, he normally has it on his ministry page. What is it? Flying High Ministry.
Fly High Ministry.
Fly High Ministries. And until we meet again, thank you so much. And we are gonna have a part 2. Did you want to say something?
Listen, let me tell you this. Let me encourage you. I want to tell you this. I don't know who I'm talking to, but let me tell you this. Whatever that you're going through, just know that God is always for you. When it's too much for you, it's just right for God. So always remember that when it's too much for you, it's just right for God. This is me encouraging you. You don't have to be holier than thou or nothing like that, because I'm not. But as I said, when it's too much for you, it's just right for God. God bless.
God bless. All right.